Welcome back, guys. I'm looking to reach 1,000 subs. Support me by clicking the subscribe button.
The secret phone call that changed everything. What Nadal really told Alcaraz when tennis went silent. Imagine being 22 years old, holding 7 Grand Slam trophies, standing at the absolute peak of your sport, and then in the space of a single heartbeat, watching your entire season collapse beneath you like a sandcastle swallowed by the tide. Now imagine, in that precise moment of crisis, that you reach for your phone. Not to call your coach, not to call your fitness team, not to call the doctor who just delivered the crushing news. Instead, you call a retired legend who has been through exactly that hell and somehow survived it. That is the story we are about to tell you, and it is every bit as dramatic, as raw, and as consequential as anything that has ever happened on a tennis court. Welcome back to the channel. Buckle up, because this one is going to take you somewhere deep. Carlos Alcaraz walked into the Barcelona Open in April 2026 as the world number 2, the reigning Australian Open champion, the freshest winner of the Laureus World Sportsman of the Year award, and a 2-time defending Roland Garros champion. He was, by every conceivable measure, a man on top of the world. He stepped onto that court against Otto Vatanen, played a flawless first round, won it 6-4, 6-2, and walked off looking every inch the dominant force that the tennis world had come to rely on. Nobody watching that match had any idea that they were watching the last competitive tennis Carlos Alcaraz would play for a very, very long time. What happened next unfolded quietly at first. He skipped practice the next day. His team cited precautionary reasons. A few eyebrows were raised, but nothing that felt like an emergency. Then came the medical tests, and then came the silence that only follows genuinely bad news. Structural damage to the right wrist. Not a sprain, not fatigue. Actual structural damage serious enough to shut down an entire clay season in a single, devastating medical verdict. Within days of pulling out of Barcelona, Alcaraz withdrew from Madrid. Then came the announcement that sent shockwaves through the tennis community. He would not be playing in Rome or Roland Garros either. Roland Garros, 3 of the most important events in the entire tennis calendar, gone in a single injury. And in that moment of shock, confusion, and probably more than a little fear, Carlos Alcaraz picked up his phone and called Rafael Nadal. Let that sink in for a moment, because it is more significant than it might initially appear. Alcaraz has one of the most respected coaching setups in the sport. Juan Carlos Ferrero, a former world number 1 and French Open champion himself, is there every single day. He has a full medical team, a fitness staff, sports psychologists, and an entire support structure built around his career. And yet the first person he reached out to when the scan results came back was Rafa. Not as a manager of his schedule, not as a technical advisor. He reached out to Nadal as the only man alive who truly, experientially, completely understood what it feels like to be sitting in that exact room, holding that exact piece of paper, with the whole weight of a season vanishing in front of your eyes. And here's where the story gets genuinely fascinating, because for weeks, nothing leaked. This is the age of social media, of instant reporting, of tennis journalists who can tell you what any player had for breakfast before match. And yet one of the most significant phone calls in modern tennis history happened in total, absolute silence. Nobody confirmed it. Nobody denied it. It simply did not exist in the public conversation. That is not an accident. That kind of silence requires intention from both sides of the call.
Welcome back, guys. I'm looking to reach 1,000 subs. Support me by clicking the subscribe button.